Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me for this new Spectre Operation Battle Report for my campaign Operation Dark Winter. Today we are tackling Operation Mission number 4, where we need to save Dr. Jessica Kandel. And here is the location of the Doctor, is really on the middle of the board. I already rolled for deployment and I will be deployed on this side of the board. This will be my entry point. Again, each time I'm deploying, I will select the enemy placement token that is placed on that tile and I will place it randomly somewhere else on the board. For this video, I'm going to try to make a shorter one, make really a shorter video, so I will remove most of the dice rolling and I will just let me know in the comments if you prefer to have a longer video with more dice rolling, or if you just prefer to see what has happened off screen. I'm just going to explain all of that. So I'm going to deploy my team and I'm going to place down this placement token and we are good to start. So here I just deploy my group of GTF soldiers. I've divided them in 3 groups. Before we actually start, I've set up my Fog of War deck of cards over here that will add some more randomness to the whole campaign. And I reroll some dice to define when I will draw this card. And for today's mission, I'm going to draw 2 of these cards. So I'm going to draw 1 card on turn 8 and 1 other card on turn 7, so turn 8 and turn 7 and turn 8 I will draw 1 of this card and 1 action will happen on the battlefield. So now let's actually start the game. My first task will be to move down this alley with my 2 silence weapons up front. I will try to have my eye on this placement token over here. I will also maybe try to move at a higher position, maybe in this building, to have some line of sight on the enemy that we can see over here. There is also 1 placement token right there, so lots of potential enemy around. Nothing on the back of the alley. There is 1 over here that I will try to avoid. And the idea, once I've secured Jessica Kandel, is just to bring her to a table edge. So it could be the starting point or it could be over here. Those 1 on the back are probably too far and might encounter too many enemies. So we'll jump onto the movement phase and see you after that. So that's it for their movement. They move down this alley, and I also, for this new mission, I'm introducing a new rule, is that all the placement tokens that are quite near where I'm located will be also moving. So for all the placement tokens, I've rolled scatter dice and standard dice, and here, for example, this token here, I've moved it 4 inches in that direction, and I did the same for all the token near this perimeter where I will be evolving. So now let's jump onto the next turn. End of my movement. Here my guys moved over here. Some of the token keep going far from me, so that's great. Just 1 token here get out of that Cosmic Comics store, get in the middle of the street. And that's pretty much it for that turn. We are going to move on to turn 3. End of the movement phase for both myself and the enemy. So here is my setup for my guys. I've made an agility test to climb on top of that truck. Next turn I will try to get inside that building. Francis Valencia here is the buddy of this guy over here, but he failed his agility test, so we need to reroll next turn. Here we have this model over here that has line of sight on this token over here and also that one. So here I'm just going to roll for detection. This SWAT guy here is professional, so he detects on a 6+, on a 3+, the first one, and on a 5+, the second one. So let's first roll for the first one. And he failed that roll. Too bad. And let's roll for the second one on a 5+. And he also failed that one, so he doesn't detect any of these tokens. So that's pretty much it. Here we have two other tokens, here and here, but they are too far. We have this token that move a bit on our back, but we don't have line of sight on it yet. And that's pretty much it for turn 3. Now we are going to move on turn 4. Turn 4, end of my movement phase. I didn't move the enemy yet. So here he failed his agility test to get on top over here and start to get inside the building. So he just turned on himself, placing him in Overwatch, and here he will try to detect what's going on over here. He's a train model and it's within 12 inches, so he detects on a 3+. I'm going to roll one dice. And it doesn't detect either, so bad at the roll for the start of this mission. Those two guys here are in Overwatch, so when this token will move, they will try to detect it again. And here those teams try to move toward the objective. So now what I will do is move all the token, and we'll see what's actually. Let's start with that token on the camera. And actually it will move Sing Siege in the opposite direction. So we'll still try to detect what's going on over here. So again, this guy detect on a 3+ and this guy on a 5+. So let's try the first SWAT guy. So finally, he detects what's going on over here. I'm going to do that for the first time, but after that I'm going to skip that. So it's empty. So this token over here is nothing. It's not an empty, not an enemy model, so I can just remove that token. So that's it for this action. Now I will move all the enemy placement token, and we can jump on the next turn, turn 4. So end of the movement phase. Shane Walsh, that was on top of the crate, didn't manage to pass his agility test, so he just get down over here and move toward the start of the stairs. Francis Valenzuela here moved on top of the stairs, getting out. Next turn I will try to go on the windows over here. My team here is stacking up near those crates. Probably wait again one turn or two to move toward the car, so they have a lot of firepower going on toward the objective. And the problem is here that we have two enemy placement tokens, so quite dangerous. I might actually place Shane Walsh on another building, like on top of that one. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, I will still need to put some thoughts on that. And I've moved all the tokens, so here we have this token that comes a bit on the back. Nothing else too fancy. Yeah, let's move on turn 5, and in 2 turns we'll have the Fog of War deck that is waiting over here. So yeah, let's jump on to turn 5 and let's move those models. End of the movement phase, we have Shane Walsh over here with the climbing kit that just move from, it was over here, it just move behind the car. So he enter line of sight on this model, so we'll roll for detection. He detects, he's untrained, just a basic civilian, so he only detect on a 6. Whoa. Okay. So that's really bad. That's really bad news. Because I don't have a lot of people with really good line of sight, but yeah, anyway, that's the game. This model here, I've placed it in line of sight. I have this guy here that wanted to get up inside the building to also help. So he detected us, but the alert doesn't spread to everyone for now. So I still have a chance. Here I have my SWAT guy with the AKM. He have a line of sight on the model that just saw my guy, so this one with the AK. So here I will do the targeting roll. So for the first time here we'll do that together. So basically he is shooting with this AKM over here. He will fire 2 shots, rapid fire. So 3 and a 2 with a shooting stat of 5, that's 5. That's an 8 and a 7. So the enemy model has a defense of 1. So he can't beat the 8, but he can beat the 7 if he end up on a 6, so he doesn't. So the 2 shot hits him, and the 2 shot puts him down and kill him. So he is down. Okay, so he is down. Next turn, this guy here, since he's within 6 inches, he will be alerted and he will be able to fire back, but for now he can't fire back. So that's not really good, not what I had in mind. I really wanted to place my model in better position before starting to shoot, but yeah, that's the game. So now I will jump on to turn 6. Or turn 5. No, I think we are in turn 5. No, we are in turn 6. We will start turn 6. Turn 6, I will just move my guy in better position. I will really need to now to start going toward the objective, because here we have still 2 enemy tokens. They are not alerted, though during the next movement phase, they will move randomly. Actually, except from this one, I will roll for detection, because they are someone within 6 inches, so they might be alerted. So yeah, we'll see how this ends up. End of the movement phase, I've moved my guy over here behind the car to try to start engage the enemy. Here I've moved one of my guy up here to have better line of sight. Shane Walsh started to climb up the building, he's roughly over here, so next turn he will be on top. Those sandbags were just on top of that building, so I'm just going to place it somewhere else. So yeah, that's it for them. Then here, my enemy here is alerted because it was within 6 inches of the dead body. This group also has been alerted. I just draw 1 card from the deck, and it's this enemy group: 1 controller, 2 assaulter, 1 with an AK, 1 with a pistol. So not perfect. I will need to fire with some unsuppressed weapon right now. Except actually, who has the flashbang? Who has the flashbang? It's Jim Street. So actually, before leaving the movement phase, I will throw 1 stun grenade with Jim Street. So basically, we are aiming at a point on the battlefield, so we need to beat an 8. You have a shooting of 5. I need at least 3. And I managed to get a 3, so that's perfect. The stun is 3 inches. So I will throw, let me just grab the 3-inch, it's probably, yeah, that one. So I will throw that in the middle of the crowd over here. So basically that stun the 4 of them, so that's perfect. They are stunned, they won't be able to fire at me really well that turn. So it will buy me some time. And now let's jump onto the combat phase. Combat phase, I will start with Jim Street. He will start firing at this first rioter over here. Same thing here, 2 shots, 4 and a 2, so 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's at 9 and 7. He can only beat potentially the 7 with a 6, but he can't beat that, so this one is down, is killed. Now, do we want to engage with unsuppressed weapon that turn or not? I'm not sure. Actually, Dan Espinosa here doesn't have a really good line of sight. Anyway, they are stunned, but they will still fire with just a shooting stat of 1, so I will need to lay down some fire. So this guy over here, Francis Valenzuela, will fire at the controller with the bag over here. So he's not really good at shooting, as you can see here. He was shooting of 1, and he have just this M1A tactical. So let's just shoot. So 4 plus 1, that's a 5, plus the optic, that's 6. So a 6. Then rolling for defense, you have a defense of 1 plus 3, that's a 4. So the shot hits him. Now let's check lethality. It's lethal on 3+. So it's not lethal. Now let's roll on the casualty table. A 3. And a 3, it's a medium wound. The model is stunned for 2 turns and suffer -2 to their move and agility stat. So this model over here is injured. I will place next to him just a simple token, so we know that he's injured. And yeah, now I will do the same thing actually with this model over here on the ladder. He will... that will be a pretty hard shot. So we'll fire at those 2 models over here. Because he have the LMG, he can split 2 different shots. He can, if static, actually he moved that turn, so he can't sustain fire, he can only fire in automatic. So we'll fire in automatic. So 3 shots. A 5 and 2-2. Not too bad. Bipod, it's not static, so yeah, a 5 and 2-2 at -1, so he's firing at 3. 3 -2, that's a 7. That's a 7, so let's roll for the 7. This one is a hit. Now let's roll for that. Here we have 2 4. Let's roll for the first 4. That's a 3. He can't beat that either, so the two first shot hits that guy and kill him. And so this guy fired, this guy fired, and I will just check if we have line of sight with one of these on the last one over here. And yeah, I will do that off screen. So as you can see here, it's the morning in France and the sun is rising over here. But yeah, let's move on to the enemy combat phase. There is only this model with the white shirt that can shoot, and it will target any of those models over here, but they are in really good cover, and he's stunned, so he's firing with just a shooting stat of 1 plus 4. That's a 5, but -3 because they are in really good cover, so that's basic 2. So I need to roll on the defense, and I managed to hit that. So this one just blind shooted at somebody at the window, and that's a miss. So that's the end of the combat phase. Now all the enemy are alerted because we fire with unsuppressed weapon, so that will be really dangerous on the next turn. But yeah, end of turn 6. Now let's move on turn 7. Start of turn 7, we are going to draw 1 card for the Fog of War card. Contact front enemy reinforcement enter the area from a random building or table edge. Roll randomly to determine point of entry. Draw 1 current difficulty region card. So that's bad. Let's roll randomly to define if it's a building or a table edge. So 1, 2, 3, it will be a building. 4, 5, 6, a table edge. So it's a building. Let's give number to each building. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 will be that one. 1, okay. And it's a 1, so we have one group of enemy that is going out of this building over here. So I'm just going to draw 1 card from that deck until I found a group of enemies, and I'm going to reshuffle that. So here it will be an assaulter and a tank. That's pretty dangerous. The tank here have a really big body armor. Trying to focus. So yeah, the tank is pretty dangerous. So we have the tank that just move out, and one assaulter that will randomly pick in my box and place on the battlefield. So yeah, I'm going to do that. Shuffle back this deck, and yeah, we are going to keep moving and jump on turn 7. End of my movement phase. So this guy here is in Overwatch, this guy is in Overwatch 2. Shane Walsh kept moving up this building and is just watching down the street. And those 2 guys over here just advanced toward Jessica Candle to try to rescue her and bring her to safety. Now I will jump onto the enemy movement phase, and all the tokens over here will try to move toward the gunfire, and also this enemy team over here will try to go around the building and try to see what's going on. And actually they heard the gunfire, but they don't see my model yet. They will need to roll for detection for every model they will see. So yeah, let's jump onto let's do the enemy movement now. Actually, before jumping onto the enemy movement phase, Alanik, also the agent of the division that just moved over here, will throw the technology from the division, which is called the Stinger Hive. It's deployable, it's like a grenade. So first I'm going to throw one dice. She's targeting an 8. She have a shooting ability of 5, so that's a 9, so that will land exactly where I want. Let me place, for example, a token. The idea was to aim really where the group of enemy will arrive. So when this the Stinger Hive will be deployed, it basically acts as an enemy and attacked all enemies. It basically acts as a model that will fire with an agility of 0, it basically doesn't move, but with a shooting stat of 1, and it will attack all enemy within 6 inches of the hive. So yeah, basically here I have deployed my hive, and when enemy will move within 6 inches, it will attack them, simple as that. So that will buy me some time on this side. I won't be able to use the jammer since I've deployed that, so maybe actually the enemy... Actually I'll forget to roll for reinforcement, so I'm just going to check the commander. I have a command value of 4, so I'm just going to roll a dice. That's a 6, so that's a fail. They need to have a 4 or something below that command value. So the enemy commander can't call reinforcement that turn, he will try next turn. So now let's actually move on to the enemy movement phase. So I just move all the enemy placement tokens, and there are a lot of them. So we have one over here, one there. On this side we have one here that will arrive on this alley soon. We have 3 enemy tokens over here, plus one that is already in the gunfight area. We have one here, and we have a couple more on this area over here. So that's pretty dangerous. So first, what I will draw is one card from here to detect what's going on this side. So nothing over here. Actually it was, yeah, because I have line of sight with Alanik also. Then on the next one I have in sign is this one over here. I'm just going to check the range if I need to roll for detection. And actually yes, I need to roll for the detection. So let's look at the board. My SWAT guide is a professional, he detects on a 3+. And he detects that one, so let's draw one card. Oh, 2 assaulter, 1 sniper. So I'm going to place down this group of enemies, and we don't have another group of enemy in line of sight yet. So yeah, that's fine for now. Let's just place down this group of models. So the enemy just finished their movement. We have this group with the tank and the SMG that moved toward my agent of the division over here. And actually it was probably a bad decision to throw it over the Stinger Hive over here. The Stinger Hive is basically a device where it lands, it fires some darts that fly up in the air and that attack nearby enemies. And right now I just have 2 enemies over here, and I also have 2 friendlies covering this angle, but on this side over here I have way more enemies, so I should have thrown the hive probably in that direction, but yeah, that's it for now. So yeah, let's jump onto combat phase for me. What I will first do is throw the dart with the Stinger Hive. So basically the Stinger Hive fire with a shooting stat of 1, and I will first fire at the tank. So that's a 6, okay, so that's pretty good. I will throw now the defense on the tank. Fire 4 with a defense of 1, that's a 5, so that's a hit. Now I will throw for lethality. Lethality is 5+, so it's not lethal. Now I will throw for the casualty table, and what actually it's quite good. I managed to hit and down the tank with this Stinger Eye. It's a catastrophic wound. Because he's wearing a body armor, I will reduce that to a serious wound, but anyway the model is injured and begin to bleed out and will die in 5 turns. Actually that's really good. So I just down this guy over here. Now the Stinger Eye will fire at the second enemy. So again, roll a dice. It's a 2 plus the shooting stat of 1, that's a 3. Let's roll for defense. Defense, it's also a hit, so the enemy is hit by the Stinger Eye, so I'm going to roll for lethality. Lethality, it's a 2, it's not lethal. Now let's roll on the casualty table. Casualty table, that's a 4, so again a serious wound 2. So these two guys are seriously wounded. So that's good. The problem is that I place 2 of my guys over here in Overwatch watching this... they're not in Overwatch, but they're watching this area and they can't fire since no more enemies are here, but here we have a lot of enemies. So I'm going to resolve that off screen. What probably will happen is that here the guy with the LMG will fire at the first 2 guys over here, the first 2 of the 3 pack. I will have this guy in the building that will fire at that guy over here with the white shirt. The guy with the pistol will fire at the controller with the bag that is still stunned. And this guy here will probably fire at the last man over here. And finally, before I'm doing that, I will activate the Hunker Down ability from Alani Kelso. Target ally model gain +2 defense for the rest of the turn, and this can be only used one. So I will basically give 2 defense points to this model over here. So in case some of the shots miss over some of those enemy models, this guy here will have a defense of +2. So yeah, let's move on to the combat phase for the rest of my team, and I will just explain you that just after. So here I'm just halfway through my combat phase. Alex Murphy over here on the stairs shooted sustained fire on the 2 model over here, and he killed 2 of them with his 4 bullets of the sustained fire. This guy here shooted at the guy with the bag, but he failed that shot. As you can see, Francis has a pretty bad shooting stat, and he missed that shot. My next step will be for probably this guy with the pistol to shoot at... I'm wondering which one the best. The one on the left here is still stunned. Actually, he's still stunned for 1 turn, so he won't probably shoot. He will try to shoot me, but with a shooting stat of 1, so not a big of a threat. So we'll probably target the guy with the white shirt, and with my SWAT guy I will target the guy on the back. So here the SWAT guy Jim Street fire at the enemy over here and kill it automatically. Now Dan Espinosa just fire 2 shots with his pistol using rapid fire, and he fire a 2 and a 1, so that's really terrible. Now I will roll for defense. So he's shooting with a stat of 3 -1 because of the rapid fire, so that's a 2. So basically we need to we have a 4 and a 3. So let's roll defense on a 4. And this one is okay, and this one on a 2, and it's actually no, this one is a 3. So actually this bullet is hitting the enemy. Let's roll lethality on a 4+. Oh, boom! Damn, it's lethal. Okay, so finally, actually I'm quite lucky. So the first shot miss him, and the second shot hits him and kill him automatically. Now there is only one enemy left, that's this one over here. He will target the only enemy he can barely see, but remaining is stunned, so it's firing like a -2 to it. Again, this one that is also in cover that did a tactical move, so it's basically a -4. So we'll just target 2 plus shooting stat of 1 because he's stunned, that's a 3, -4, it's not even a number, so the shot missed completely. And that's the end of the combat phase. Now, yeah, that's the end of the combat phase. No more enemy on the battlefield. Lots of enemy body that I will try to loot. Maybe not all of them, because as you can see here, there is a lot of token that arrives. So we'll try probably just to grab the doctor and trying to get back where I started the mission. So yeah, let's jump onto the next turn. Start of the next turn. First thing I'm going to do, it's turn 8. I'm going to draw one more Fog of War card. Oh. Multiple reinforcement enter the area from a table edge. Roll to determine point of entry. Draw 3 current difficulty region card. That's, oh my god, that's really terrible. 3 enemy card, so that's potentially 10, 20, 15 models to arrive on the board. So yeah, let's first together roll for where they will be deployed. On a 1 it will be here, 2 here, 3 over here, 4 over here, and 5 over here. And on a 6 I will reroll. It's a 3, so 1, 2, 3. They will be deployed over here. So I'm going to draw the card off the screen and place them toward this part of the board, and I will catch you guys just after that. So finally, it's not too bad. This is the 3 card I draw, so just 5 enemies. I've placed them on the board over here. I don't have too many snipers, so this guy, he was killed just before over here, so I just replace the dead body by another one and replace the sniper over here. And I selected randomly all of them, and it's only a pistol model, so that's fine for me. But yeah, this group just spawn over here, and they next turn they will try to move toward the gunfight. Actually, also beginning of this turn, the enemy will try to call in reinforcement, and actually he passed this test. That means that in D6 turn, in 4 turns, 1 new enemy card will again arrive from a table edge. So I'm just going to remember that we are in turn 1. In turn 4, 1 new enemy card will arrive on the board. So we start to have a lot of enemies. Now let's jump onto the movement phase. I'm going to move all my my miniatures, and I will show you that just after. So end of my movement, Alani Kelso moved down the street near the dead body, but she's first waiting for this token to arrive near her. We have the guy on Overwatch, which is on top of the roof, that moved toward the back over here to secure this area. Those 2 guys here are in Overwatch. It means that if someone move on the corner over here, they will be able to fire. And my 2 guys here advance toward the medic. So now that I am within 1 inch of the medic, I can take her with me. I can move her like one of my model, and next turn I will be able to move her. So this guy over here is not stunned anymore, so now he can he can actually deploy his turret, which is not a really good news. I forget about that. So this turn he will deploy his turret right at his feet, and yeah, let's now move on to the enemy movement phase. So lots of enemy movement. This token advanced toward Alani Kelso. Let's draw 1 card. So that's nothing. Now we have 2 other tokens that advanced over here, 1 in the middle over here and 1 there. I will draw for the one in the middle. Oh, so 1 enemy group, 2 assaulter, 1 leader. At least I have 2 guys in Overwatch, so yeah, I will be able to manage that. Let's roll. Okay, the second one is a civilian, so that's perfect. So again, This one over here is the group of 3, this one is a civilian, and as you can see here also there is the turret that has been deployed by the controller, so the turret might be a problem, but yeah, we'll see how it handle that. This one, we don't have line of sight on it yet, and yeah, that's it for now. So I will place the group of enemy and I will jump onto the combat phase. So that's it for the placement on the miniature. So we have 3 enemies that just appear. So what I will do is with this guy, the SWAT guy, will probably target the turrets. The police officer will target the controller over here. Actually, no, this guy in the window have better line of sight on the controller, he will target him. And this guy with the LMG will just lay down some fire at the 3 guys. With the sustained fire rule, he can manage to kill the 3 of them at once. And we also have the guy on top that will kill just what remains alive. And here again we have nothing, so actually here, since she's close to that body, she will try to loot him, so let's do that together. It's a 2, so nothing found on this body. I will just remove it from the table. So yeah, I will jump onto the combat phase and explain you what has happened. Okay, so what just happened? We have Alex Murphy here with the LMG. He tried to shoot at the 3 model that just appeared and he messed up all his shots. The 4th shot of his sustained fire, he missed all of them. Here Francis Valenzuela with his M1A tactical. Here it's pretty lethal. He managed to shoot the controller over here that deployed the turret. The SWAT guy here destroyed the turret with a well-placed shot. Here we have, what is his name? Dan Espinosa. He fired 2 shots at the first guy of the group of 3 and killed him with a double tap. Then we have here on top of the building, we have Shane Walsh that managed to kill the enemy leader that was just over here. And that's it, we don't have any more weapons to kill the last enemy that is standing that have a pistol. So yeah, now we'll jump onto the enemy combat phase and see what happened with her. So now let's check what this enemy model here will be doing. She's equipped with a pistol that can basically do a rapid fire. So on a 1, 2, 3 she will do a standard fire, and on a 4, 5, 6 a rapid fire. So it will be a standard fire. So I will just roll 1 dice, it's a 2, with her shooting stat of 2, that's 4. She have the compact rule, so that's a 5. So we'll need to roll defense on a 5. So I'm missing that because I only have a defense of 1, plus 3, that's a 4. So she hit me with that bullet. Rolling for lethality. So I just double check the rule. For the lethality I end up with a 4, but actually for a standard pistol it's a 5 plus lethality. This pistol over here is a bit special, so it's a 5 plus for lethality, so this one doesn't kill me. So let's now roll on the casualty table. And it's a 1, so that's cool. I am just hit. It's over here. I'm just receive a light wound. The model is stunned for one turn, no permanent effect. So my SWAT guy over here is just stunned. So end of the turn. Let's jump onto now the next turn. So I really would like to loot some of those dead bodies that we have here. The problem is that we have 2 tokens that arrive by this position, we have 1 that arrive over here, and we have a whole lot of them, including the 5 model that arrive by this direction. So yeah, I'm just going to leave all of these guys over here. I will just try probably to loot this one, and maybe the one we have over here, and that will be it. So yeah, I'm going to move some of the model and just see you guys after that. End of the movement, the SWAT guy that is not stunned, since it's an turn, grab the medic and try to go back toward the exit. Dan Espinosa on the back of the truck here, he will just move toward the dead body, trying to loot him. We have still those two guys in Overwatch. Him, he just moved a bit back on the roof to have eyes on what's going on, what arrived from this street. Alani Kelso moved toward this dead body over here, and actually I also added all the kills on all of the stat card, and Jim Street just reached 5 kills, so I'm going to roll to define which stat he gets a point, a bonus point. So it will be, okay, perfect, it will be the melee stat. So he receives 1 point in the melee stat that bring him to 6. So let's actually grab the ability deck, which is this deck over here, and I'm just going to draw the last card, which is Intimidate. Oops, sorry for the focus. So basically, it's hard to film with one hand and hold things in the other. So basically it's an active ability. Target model is removed from cover, so basically if I'm shooting at someone I can just negate the cover if he's actually in cover. So pretty cool ability, just adding that to Jim Street, my SWAT guy. So now that's the end of my movement. I'm going to switch to the enemy movement, to move the enemy token, including the group over here. And yeah, the looting replaces the combat action. So I'm going to first wait for the enemy to arrive to see if I actually loot this dead body over here or if I need to shoot. End of the enemy movement phase, so we have 1 token over here. I will roll for detection. I will roll to detect that it's train, it's a 3+. So I detect that one. Let's draw 1 card, so 2 assaulter. I will place 2 assaulter over here in the alley. Let's roll for this token over here that just appeared. Actually I detect it automatically since I'm within 6 inches, and here is nothing, so that's good. We just have 2 enemies that appear on the back over here. So yeah, let's place down those 2 enemies. So here's the 2 enemies I just placed in this small alley. I have line of sight on the first one with Alex Murphy here with the LMG, so I will shoot at the first model with Alex. He doesn't see the guy behind him, so he will just fire his 4 shots at the first guy, and with 2-6 it's basically automatically a hit. He can't miss that. So with the RPK, I just blasted this enemy model over here, and Shane Walsh over here on top of the building with the M716, he will fire 1 shot. So that's a 5 plus 1 of the red dot plus 1 of the high ground. That's 5, 5, 6, 7. So that's 11, so the enemy can't beat that because they have defense of 1. So let's roll for lethality, 3+, that's a 1, it's not lethal. Now casualty, it's a pretty bad wound, so it's injured, it's bleeding out, and will... So the camera just stopped filming because I was out of space. So here I managed to down this guy. He's pretty badly injured and he won't be able to do anything for the rest of the game. Here on the death alley, Francis Valenzuela with his big, some kind of almost sniper rifle over here, he managed to kill that model on the back, and that's the end of the combat phase. Now Dan Espinosa here will loot this body, and Alani Kelso will loot that one. So I'm going to throw 1 die for Alani Kelso, so she didn't find anything, and now for Dan Espinosa, he actually found something. So I will throw again a dice. On a 1 to 5, it's something from the current difficulty, so it's something from the standard quality deck. So here I have that deck. I'm just going to draw 1 card, and it's a red dot sight. So, well, I needed some weapons, but yeah, it's a red dot. I will put that on my backpack to use it for a future mission. End of that turn, I will jump onto, just jump onto the next turn. So end of the movement phase, my group over here just run towards the exit. This guy started going down, is roughly in the middle of this wall. This guy get down off the stairs and is hiding behind the crate. We have this guy that next turn will try to jump onto the crate toward the exit. Alani Kelso picked up the Stinger Hive that she threw over here, and next turn she will try to throw it back at the enemy. And here we have 3 enemy tokens that just arrives. So yeah, I don't have line of sight on all of them right now, so I won't draw 1 card. And yeah, that's the end of this movement, this whole movement phase. Now we'll jump onto the next turn. And actually, next turn, 1 enemy reinforcement arrives on the board. So we'll roll, I think it's not that deck, it's that one. So it's 2 assaulter and 1 tank. And I will choose where they come from randomly. So it's on 1 it will be here, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, and 5. Basically they arrive by each of the roads. So not a 1 please, it's a 2. So we have 3 new enemy models that arrive over here. Actually I have the tank and the 2 guys that I just looked at that are assaulters, so I'm just going to place this group over here. But yeah, it's pretty far, I don't expect that to be a problem that turn. So yeah, let's jump onto this next turn. I will move my miniatures, move the enemy, and I will show you what's happened. End of the movement. Here we have the SWAT and the police officer that is escorting the medic. We have Shane Walsh that get down of this building trying to move toward the exit. Alani Kelso throw back her Stinger Hive at the 3 enemy token that arrives. Here we have this guy that jump out of the window, this guy that move toward the closest cover over here. I will just draw 1 card for each of those tokens in the same order we can see them. So the first one, nothing, the second one, 2 civilian, and the third one, okay, so no one over here, and the Stinger Hive only attack enemy models. So actually I'm all good on this side, but we still have all of those enemies that arrive. So yeah, no more enemy behind me. I can safely move toward the exit. And yeah, that will be the end of that mission. It's just a shame that I didn't find more loot. I really wanted to loot more bodies because there are a ton of them over here. But yeah, I am not so much luck today for that mission, but at least no one gets badly injured, and we have the medic. We have just saved our medic Jessica Candle that will divide by 2 the recovery length of any of my joint task force agent. So I hope you find this video cool. I hope also it's shorter. I will need to check that in Premiere once I edit the whole video together. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you for the next mission briefing in a couple of days. Bye everyone!